Hello, this is the test practice for Chapter 5. Our first problem is graphing y equals negative 2x plus 4. So, since our equation's in slope-intercept form, we'll use the y-intercept, which is this number, 4. That's a point that's on the line. And then we'll use the slope to count more points. So let's start by graphing the y-intercept. Okay, so here's the y-intercept at 4. Since my graph is negative, I'm going to get a graph that looks like this. It's going to slope downward to the right. All right, and negative 2, a slope of negative 2 would be a rise of negative 2 and a run of positive 1. So starting at 4, I'm going to go down 2 and right 1. And then keep doing that a few times. Down 2, right 1, down 2, right 1, down 2, right 1. Okay, and if I need a point up in the second quadrant, instead of going down 2 and right 1, I would go up 2 and left 1. Alright, so okay, that's enough points. So here's the graph of the equation y equals negative 2x plus 4. All right, our next example, solve using the equal values method. So equal values method, we set the two equations equal to one another and solve for x. So here I would start by adding 3x to both sides. That gives me 4x plus 5 on the left, and negative 7 still remains on the right. Don't forget that minus sign. Now subtract 5 from each side. So we get 4x equals, alright, negative 7, subtract 5, that's negative 12. And now divide both sides by 4. So we get x equals negative 3. But we're not quite finished. Remember, we're looking for the point of intersection. That means we need to have a y value as well. So I'm going to plug this number back into one of the equations. I think I'll use the first equation. Y is going to equal negative 3 plus 5. That's positive 2. So y is going to equal 2. Our solution is the ordered pair negative 3, 2. Alright, here's our third example. We're given a table of values. We're asked to write the rule for the table to give the slope and y-intercept, and then fill in any missing values. Alright, so first of all, let's identify the y-intercept. That's the same as the initial amount when x is 0. So that is right here. There's my y-intercept. Alright, next to find the slope, that's the same as the growth rate. So if I can identify how much y is growing each time x increases by 1. So here, from negative 1 to 3, that's a growth rate of 4. As x increases from negative 1 to 0. And then as x goes from 0 to 1, that's also a growth rate of 4. Okay, so it looks like our growth rate is constant. It's 4. Alright, so I can write my rule now because I have the growth rate and the y-intercept. So y is going to equal mx plus b. I'll plug in my growth rate or my slope here and the y-intercept there. So y is going to equal 4x plus 3. So there's my rule. Now let's fill in any missing values. Alright, so let's see. Right here, 2 would go there because, again, the growth rate was 4 more, so it increased by 1. If x is 10, I can plug that into my equation and go 4 times 10 and then add 3, so that would be 43. And then if x is 100, 4 times 100 plus 3 is 403. Okay, that's it. So if you can do those 3 problems without any mistakes, you are ready for the test. Read some books.